Today I'm reviewing a 2012 Volkswagen Passat, which is a large family car that's been in production since 1973 but didn't find its way to the US market until the 1990 model year. The Passat is now in its 8th generation, and this 2012 is part of the 7th generation that was sold from 2012 to 2019 and saw a minor refresh for the 2016 model year. With the 7th generation Passat, Volkswagen is aiming to make this vehicle one of the mainstream players within the US market. And so no longer is the American Passat the same as what's sold in European markets. We're now getting a larger version of the Passat coming in at a more competitive price than what we saw in prior generations of the Passat, and it's now built right here in the United States in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The other thing that we see with the 7th generation Passat is a little bit less in terms of configurability. Prior generations of the Passat were available in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and you could get them in a sedan or wagon configuration. Starting in 2012, that's no longer the case. They are all front-wheel drive and they're all sedans. They do still offer a number of different trim packages on the Passat. They've got the base S model. This is the SE package. Then they've got the SEL, the SEL Premium. They used to offer a Wolfsburg package in early years of the 7th generation. That was dropped, and then they later added a GT and an R-Line package. Now, in terms of styling on the vehicle, obviously it's grown quite a bit for the US market with this new 7th generation, and it takes on a little bit more of an American look. It looks a lot more like other mainstream players within the US market. It does lose a little bit of its European flair, but it still definitely has a very distinctive German look to it, very simple design with some really nice premium elements. Starting up here at the front, it's got a very clean front end, again, very simple overall. Nice headlight design with a fog light down here in the lower bumper. Got a little chrome strip along the outline there. And then our grille here, we've got some large horizontal bars cutting across the center here with some vertical bars. And then we've got a nice large Volkswagen emblem in the middle. Our hood's got a very simple design to it with two creases, one on each side cutting from the grille back to our mirror. Now, coming around to the side profile of the vehicle, it's got a very clean design here, very simple in terms of the overall sheet metal. Some pretty nice attractive lines overall. Nothing too exciting about the vehicle. I mean, it does have a very plain look in that sense, but it still manages to also have a very premium edge to it. You'll see that around the window compartments, we've got the chrome wraparound. Nice set of 18-inch wheels. And then on our mirrors, we've also got an integrated side blinker. So overall, pretty attractive looking along the side. Now, Volkswagen owns the Audi brand, and so there are a number of design similarities between Volkswagen and Audi models. If you look at the A4 or the A6 sedans, they've got a very similar look back here with the taillight design. Comes around the side and kind of blends in seamlessly with this trunk lid here. So we get a pretty nice appearance there. And you'll see we've also got dual exhaust on this model, given that it is equipped with the 3.6 liter 6-cylinder. So all around, a very attractive vehicle. Again, not quite as exciting or having that European flair that we saw in prior generations of the Passat, but the reality is that most people are looking for something that's a little bit more mainstream. That's why vehicles like the Camry and the Accord, the Chevy Impala sold in much higher volumes than what we saw with the Passat. And with this new Passat, they're trying to take all those elements of those mainstream models, give you a larger vehicle. It's going to be more spacious, a little bit smoother for driving on highways, and package it all into a vehicle that's very competitive in terms of price. And this is what we arrive at. I think overall it's a very attractive vehicle with a much more premium edge than what you get from most other vehicles within this segment. Looking inside the cabin of the Passat, you'll see it's got a very attractive interior. Very nice overall looking layout to it. Great quality materials. I'm especially fond of the brushed aluminum accents. And despite this model being just a step up from the base S model of the Passat, it still comes with a really nice level of standard options and features. You see we've got the pleather seating surfaces, leather wrapped steering wheel, power windows, power door locks, power heated mirrors. Driver's seat is full power with lumbar support. We've got automatic headlights, cruise control. On the steering wheel, we've got audio and Bluetooth controls over here on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, we've got a number of vehicle settings. Instrument cluster's got a nice look to it with tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right. Center dash, we've got two vents here with an analog clock in the middle. Audio system below that with a pretty good sized screen. Duals as a backup camera. We've also got AM/FM radio. We've got CD player internal hard drive. You can also connect an MP3 player or phone using a hardwired connection or Bluetooth connection. We do have Bluetooth connection for placing calls over the vehicle audio system. We've got navigation and a number of vehicle settings that can also be controlled through this screen. Below that, you'll see we've got heated seats for driver and front passenger, as well as a dual zone climate control system for driver and front passenger side with heat and air conditioning. Below that, we've got a compartment down here with a 12-volt outlet. This vehicle is again equipped with the automatic transmission. Compartment here for cup holders, little storage space in the middle, and a nice large center console with that hardwired connection to your phone or MP3 player, as well as a 12-volt outlet. Up above, we've got a self-dimming rear view mirror, a couple reading lights, compartment for sunglasses, and a tilt and sliding sunroof. And jumping into the back seat of the Passat, you'll see it's very spacious here. Plenty of space for the rear passengers. Center seat here folds down into an armrest with some cup holders. It's got a compartment built in. Likewise, our center console here has got a little bit of storage space built in. And then there's a lever in the rear hatch. If you activate that, you can drop these seats down in a 60-40 split to further increase rear cargo area. And coming around to the rear of the Passat, you'll see that if we open up the trunk, very spacious back here in terms of rear cargo area. And then again, we can drop down those rear seat backs in a 60-40 split to further increase this area. Early years of the 7th generation Passat were available with 3 different powertrain options. First up, we've got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel with 140 horsepower paired to either a 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual transmission. That model sees an EPA rating of 30 miles per gallon in the city and 40 miles per gallon on the highway, and a 0-60 time of 8.6 seconds. Unfortunately, although that powertrain was very popular, it was discontinued after Volkswagen was caught cheating on emissions testing. Next up, we've got a 2.5-liter 5-cylinder with 170 horsepower paired to either a 5-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission. That model sees an EPA rating of 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway, and a 0-60 time of 8.9 seconds. That engine was replaced by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo in later years of the 7th generation. Last up, we've got this 3.6-liter 6-cylinder, which is the range-topping engine. It's got 280 horsepower paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Unfortunately, it's not available in a manual configuration. It's got a EPA rating of 20 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway, and sees a very impressive 0-60 time of 6.3 seconds. This engine lasted through the entire duration of the 7th generation of the Passat. Now, there are a lot of great things about the Passat, from the exterior, which has a really nice clean design to it, a nice premium image, to the interior, which just has a really great overall layout, high quality materials throughout, excellent fit and finish, and a great level of standard options and features. Where the Passat really shines is when it comes to drivability, and it is a great vehicle to drive. In a lot of ways, I'd say that the Passat drives very much like its Audi counterparts. It's incredibly smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable, steering feel is very good, brake feel is nice, but what I really like about it is that it just has excellent handling. Despite the fact that it's front wheel drive, it just feels very compliant in terms of ride quality. Going around corners, you've got a really nice connection with the vehicle, and just all around excellent in that capacity. And then we've also got a great list of available powertrains. I already went over those. I love the fact that that diesel's got a lot of torque and very good fuel economy. The 2.5 liter is kind of a mixed bag. It's probably not a powertrain that I would choose. I would go for either that turbo diesel or the 3.6 that we get in this vehicle. And obviously with this 3.6, it is a great vehicle to drive. It's got a ton of power, and we still got pretty decent fuel economy. The other thing that I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about options is that while this vehicle isn't equipped with the option of a manual transmission, we do get paddle shifters up here for shifting between gears, and so it gives you a little bit of that flexibility. And the transmission in this vehicle is incredibly quick when it comes to shifting. So pulling up to the highway here, we'll go ahead and do a quick acceleration test. We've got it in sport mode, so we actually got a little wheel spin right there. Wow, that was a lot of power. Revs up very quick, and the transmission is amazing how quick it can shift. One last thing that I want to mention about the Passat is that it is an excellent value, especially as a used vehicle. It offers a lot of the same fit and finish, refinement, drive quality that you get with an Audi, but at a much more competitive price. Yeah, it's not going to be quite as exciting. It's not going to offer that same premium look that you get with the Audi model, but especially a Passat like this, equipped with that 3.6 liter six-cylinder, it's got great performance, obviously still very nice inside and out, and a really good option in terms of value. So that's a review of the 7th generation model of the Volkswagen Passat. It doesn't quite have the European flair that we got from prior generations, but still a very nice vehicle all around and much more spacious and practical overall as well. On the exterior, it's got a very nice clean look to it, very premium. Inside, it's got an excellent cabin with great quality materials. It's very comfortable, a good level of standard options and features. Drive quality is excellent. It's very smooth, it's quiet, it's powerful, it's efficient, and all around a really great option to consider if you're looking to get into a large family sedan. If you have any comments or questions on the Passat, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.